35-year-old Gary Guthrie, who is from the West Norwood area of South London, found himself in unfortunate circumstances after becoming a target by two gangsters who were aligned with the deadly Tottenham Mandem gang. Now, they were 27-year-old trig man Junior Cameron from Hornsey, North London, and fellow gangster 28-year-old Darrell Albert, whom was from Brent. Now, Gary Guthrie was no pushover, and he was respected, known by his tag name Curry Cat, and in October 2007 he had attended a party at the Starlight Club in the ice rink building in Streatham with his mate 31-year-old Rowan Williams. The Old Bailey heard that 7 members of the Tottenham Mandem had arrived at the Starlight Club on High Road, and the joyous party soon turned sour. Now, rumour suggested that Gary Guthrie was a member of the Yardie gang. He and Rowan had entered their car and proceeded to drive away from the club at the end of the evening. Little did they know that Junior Cameron and Darrell Albert were armed with pistols, and they were said to be an extension of themselves as they were involved in the gang warfare. They happened to leave the club too. Now, Gary was driving home when 2 black cars associated with TMD had approached Gary's car at speed before going on the opposite side of the road and then trying to join the right side of the road again. In the dangerous move, they ended up clipping Gary's vehicle, and after the collision, the car spun into a 180 degrees. Now, after impact, Gary and Rowan had got out their cars to inspect the damage, but because Junior and Darrell were on high alert and known as GUN men and were all too happy to use it, according to reports, Gary and Rowan were both patted down by members of TMD, and they were treated as though they did not matter, as though there were lesser people. When Gary Guthrie and Rowan Williams were about to be robbed, a struggle ensued. In the middle of the act, Junior Cameron and Darrell Albert had aimed their GUNs and then pressed the trig. As Gary tried to flee, he was struck with ammo. Hot metal had gone through his chest and his lungs. Rowan Williams was struck in the back. Now, members of the public screamed and wailed while others called 999. Both Gary and Rowan were blue lighted to hospital straight away, where sadly Gary was soon pronounced dead after arriving. Thankfully, Rowan actually survived. When Trident investigated the M of Gary Guthrie and attempted M of Darrell Albert, police were able to match the casings to the specific pistols used. Now, police actually raided a number of homes and they found a pistol hidden in Junior Cameron's girlfriend's home. When it was sent to forensics for testing, DNA was all over the grip and the trig, and it belonged to Junior Cameron. Now, through forensics, police were able to determine that Junior Cameron was the person whom had K'd Gary Guthrie, and Darrell Albert was the person whom tried to K Rowan Williams, but failed. During the trial, Junior Cameron attempted to stay away from his gang ties and explained that he had got into an argument with Gary after the minor collision. Junior also claimed that he was not carrying. In fact, it was a member of Gary's group who pulled out a GUN, and when Junior tried to wrestle the pistol from the victim's group, it had gone off accidentally. This was a tragic mistake. As for Darrell Albert, he claimed he carried a GUN on him for his own protection, as there had been at least 3 separate attempts on his life. Now, Darrell says he had only fired his GUN after he believed that his life was in imminent danger. Now, 27-year-old Junior Cameron from Hornsey, North London, was actually found guilty of the M and jailed for a minimum of 26 years. As you can imagine, he got life. 28-year-old Darrell Albert from Brent was convicted of attempted M, and he was jailed for at least 13 years. Both men, who were also members of the Tottenham Mandem gang, were also given life terms for GUN possessions, and they were sentenced to a minimum term of 6 years for that offence, to run concurrently with other sentences. In court, Gary Guthrie was described as a person whom had just gone out to celebrate, and he did nothing wrong in these circumstances, but still he lost his life in the most barbaric and tragic way. Condolences. Stay safe.